There have been times when people have lost matters in court, but they have won the greater battle. There have been times when people have lost matters in court, but they have won the greater battle. This is a statement which, for whatever it is worth, will mark the proceedings. The only kind of equivalent that I'm reminded of are those words of Lokmanya Tilak, which are outside the Bombay High Court courtroom, where he was sentenced to 6 years of death of transportation. And he said that despite the verdict of the jury, I maintain that I'm innocent. There is a higher providence that guides nations and the destinies of men. And it may be that the cause that I represent is better served by my suffering than by my freedom. Or I'm roughly paraphrasing it. So this is an approach that Prashant Bhushan has taken, that if things go to any kind of imprisonment, then he will not be the only person who suffers the imprisonment. There will be a kind of judgment that both academicians and historians will draw. Put it this way, that they did not rely upon the whole affidavit, they relied upon what their understanding of counsel's statement. Again, I believe there was some argument about what Mr. Dave had said or not said. Suffice it to say that there appears to be some miscommunication. The affidavit was produced. It was relevant. The judges should have dealt with it. There are no two ways of that. How they dealt with it, that's not my province to say. But if the affidavit was there, and if the affidavit had not been specifically withdrawn by counsel, I think it is incumbent to meet every argument that can be legitimately be said to have been made in the pleadings, in the oral argument. So just sidelining the affidavit or saying that it doesn't exist, that is not something which, with due respect to the judges, is the legal process or what is required in the legal process. If you look at the Act, it specifically asks for permission of the Attorney General. Normally, for a petition to be considered by the court, it is where the Attorney General has given permission. Only after the Attorney General declines permission does the court get into the question of whether the permission was rightly declined or not. Why is that? That is because the Attorney General is also has the role as the guardian of contempt. So the Attorney General is a necessary procedural safeguard. The court has chosen so far not to dismiss the petition on the ground that the Attorney General's consent was not given. Then they chose to proceed suo moto. When they proceeded suo moto and the Attorney General was present, they chose not to hear the Attorney General. When they finally chose to hear the Attorney General made his mind known. He's told them that he doesn't think it's a case for punishment. He's also told them that these kind of things which are said in the tweets have been said by many others. I would, for one, commend him for sticking to his role as Attorney General for India. See, the words in the Constitution are Attorney General for India. He's a constitutional authority. He may be appointed by the government of India, but he is not necessarily in every respect bound by the instructions of the government of India. His duty is first to the people of India. And he, to some extent, today, finally managed to play that role.